the next step is your challenge problem, which I would like for you guys to try to do for yourself, which is to build the bird's legs, the talons. And because we don't really have a full view of the talons, you really do get a lot of creative freedom here to do this. I'm gonna walk you through this, but I really want you to sort of, do some of your own problem solving and decide how you want your own talent to look. I'm going to do mine really quickly just to get through this. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time perfecting it. It's just going to be what it is. Some tips though is, again, we're only going to make one talon. It's going to come out of the very center of the bird's body, and then we'll mirror it. And we're doing this so that we could keep our bird and its legs perfectly symmetrical while we're making the model. After we're done making the model and applying skins to it, then we'll animate it, and then that's when we'll stop worrying about symmetry. Okay, but for now, square up, make sure we're in object mode, which I am, and go to add, mesh, cylinder. And the reason I'm picking a cylinder is because the leg of a bird is basically a tiny cylinder. That's literally why. Okay, so I'm going to keep this in the very center of the body. I do that by staying squared up. I hit S to scale. It's going to be inside the bird's body. I can do this X-ray version or this wireframe version. G to move this down. And I just want to start right about here. Rotate. G. Rotate again. And I do want this to start inside of the bird's body so that when we animate this bird, it's very connected. There's no gaps. I want you to imagine it as the bird's bone that protrudes out from inside of the body and then down into the leg. Okay. So now that we have it basically lined up where it's going to start, let's go ahead and make sure it's the only thing we have selected. Tab into edit mode. Then basically going to repeat the process that I did before. Make sure I'm on faces, faces selected. I'm going to turn to this side, kind of zoom in, and I only want to select the bottom face. If I go into clay mode and then I hit this X-ray mode up here, so you'll see this white ball is clay mode. Then I turned on this X-ray mode right here. It'll allow me to see inside of the bird's body. Okay. So I have only the very bottom face selected. See that? 3 to square up. And I'm going to hit E to extrude and start growing this out. Scale down. But see how I have a nice section that goes well up into the bird's body? That's definitely what you want to have. E to extrude. G to move. E to extrude. G to move. R to rotate a little bit. S to scale. And I'm just going to kind of go down this talon here. Just going to focus on one middle talon for right now. And like I said, we have lots of creative freedom to make it look how we want. It doesn't have to match the reference image. We're just using it literally as, a loose guide. To rotate. Now I'm going to start just hooking this right down and go to the tip of that talon. And just like before, I'm just going to pinch the tip of the talon off by making it just super small. E to extrude. G to move. Oops. R to rotate. E to extrude. R to rotate. S to scale. E to extrude. R to rotate. S to scale. E to extrude. R to rotate. G to move. Rotate, S to scale. And I'm just going to keep going a little bit further. And maybe one more Scale that down. E to extrude, R to rotate, G to move, and S to just scale that down to a fine tip. So there we have it. I have one loose talon, just one. And I do want to give him some more toes. I'm just gonna do this so super quick though. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tab back into object mode, add mesh, and I'm gonna add another cylinder. I always add extra objects in object mode so that they can be independent. I'll turn that off. This X-ray mode, I'm gonna turn that off. S to scale this, whoops, wrong item. Command Z, make sure I have the right thing selected. S to scale that down. G to move, notice that I'm squared up when I'm doing all of this. R to rotate, G to move, and I'm just gonna start right here. So I'll scale it down. There we go. And now I can go ahead, tab into edit mode. And I kind of want to look at this from all sides. Okay, this one is going to be less symmetrical. I'm not worried about symmetry here. I'm just going to go ahead and rotate this. See how I rotated it? So now it's kind of sticking out. G to move this. And I'm just going to look at it from all different sides as I do this. See how it's sticking out of the bird's talon? Or to rotate it, look at it from all sides. That's about where I would want it to be. Might scale it down just a little bit. Then I'm gonna select this face and I'm just gonna look at it from this view and kind of grow it out a little bit. E to extrude, R to rotate, G to move, R to rotate again, S to scale, E to extrude, R to rotate, G to move, S to scale, and scale that way down. And now you see I just have a little hook on the side. I could probably do a better job, but again, I'm just doing this to be really quick. Okay. Um, and then to make another talon on the other side, I'll tab into object mode. I have this one talon selected, and I'm just going to add a modifier. Generate mirror. Make sure I select this little cylinder. And now you can see it's already mirrored across that x-axis. So now I have a 3 talon little foot there. Let me hide this image. It's called empty, so I'll hide my reference image. And that's, a very beginner talon, 3-prong talon. It's not spectacular, but it's great for a really quick bird. Now we're not going to mirror this foot just yet. We're going to wait. We're going to join it and mirror it later after we apply skins, which is the next step in this tutorial.